Perfect.
Did everybody see the slide? Thumbs up? Perfect.
All right. Hello, everyone. Again, this is Sarah Collins. I am in Casper, Wyoming. We are starting promptly at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Don't ask me what time zone you're in. But we are so grateful you are all here. We are going to be doing the financial wellness workshop with all of us. We have about 4 or 5 of us that are so excited you are here. So let's just go ahead and dive in because we want to make sure we value your time. So I want to talk about the chat. So when you have a question, I want you to go ahead and use that chat. To be sure everyone knows how to use that chat, I want you to click the chat button at the bottom of your screen, most of you. If you don't see it there, look at the top or under the more button. Sometimes it's there. So once you find the chat, I want you to share your name and where you're from. And then I also want you to tell us who brought you here tonight, just for me. And so we're super, super excited. So go ahead and start doing that. And we're going to start this funness. Wonderful. From everywhere. I love it. What a blessing we all get to meet. Yes. All right. I'm ready. So are you guys ready to live your dreams? So before we explore our workshop topic, I want to take a few moments to have you guys jot down some of your dreams. What would you want to create? So I want you to put a yes in the chat when you've written down a dream or two. I have some immediately. They just come right up. I'll wait for a couple of yeses.
Yes.
Candace got hers. Perfect. Diane, wonderful. Good.
Hey, sorry, Sarah, I'm going to jump in here for a minute. Hey, Regina, you are unmuted. So if you could mute yourself, that would be great. Thank you.
Thanks, Jules. My screen is this big, so I didn't see it. All right. All right, so let me tell you a short story. So we're going to go ahead and you guys can do this right along with me on the screen. So there was a woman who hauled buckets of water for a living. Every day she hauled water from the nearest source to her distant village. If she needed more money, she'd simply work longer hours and haul more buckets. After many years, she grew weary of hauling buckets. Do you guys see where we're going? Then inspiration came. If she used her spare time to build a pipeline, she could eventually create a new kind of financial security and be free from hauling buckets. She labored diligently for a few years to build her pipeline. The day she turned on that spigot, everything changed. She successfully created an unlimited supply of water, improved her villagers' lifestyle, and secured her own financial future. Today, this woman is free to live her dreams. So, where are you? Do you feel like you're hauling buckets or are you building a pipeline? All right, I want to stop the share real fast. Jules, I know you typically have a really, really good hauling bucket story. So would you be willing to share with us?
Sure, I will. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jules, and I have spent basically the last 40 years of my life in the holistic wellness world, personal training, massage therapy, working in rehab, doing all the things. And what I realized as my body started breaking down from 30 years of body work, leaning forward, working and helping other people feel better in their bodies, what I started to realize is that my body was breaking down and that I was not going to be able to continue the pace. And that even though I had done something that I loved for all those years and I had helped so many people, that I hadn't really positioned myself in a great place for retirement. I realized that I truly had been hauling buckets for nearly 40 years. So I knew I had to make a really big shift, because if I didn't physically have my hands on a body, I wasn't making any money. There was no money going into a 401k, nothing being matched there. There was no vacation time. There was no anything. And so whatever money I was creating by hauling those buckets was what I had to work with. And I realized that even though I loved my job and I loved what I did and it brought me all kinds of rewards, those buckets did not bring me the kind of financial rewards that I needed as I faced retirement. So yeah, it was a real eye opener for me.
Thank you, Jules, for sharing that. And I'm sure most of you guys can relate to that. I mean, maybe not in the massage world, but in some sort of form of that. So thank you, Jules. I really, really like that story. All right, we're going to move on. So the value of creating cash flow. Why is that important? It seems like a no-brainer, but the dilemma we face is that we spend our lives trading hours for dollars. We believe that doTERRA has a perfect vehicle to change lives and each of our futures. I love this one. So make sure you guys take a screenshot of this if you guys need a reference. So let's take a moment to consider this question. All right, Rose. What would make the biggest impact on your life? Create more time to pursue your passions? Find fulfillment in being your own boss? Develop talents and grow interests? Increase financial flexibility? Yes, please. Spend time with loved ones? Travel the world? That's Haley's. You should hear hers. It's amazing. Fight burnout? Retire sooner? Earn more? So do any of these resonate with you? Anything come to mind that isn't on the list? For me, it was my little boys. So I wanted that financial flexibility, and I wanted to be able to spend more time with them and make every second count, or be at a wrestling tournament for 12 hours on a Saturday and Sunday and still bring in a paycheck. I want to go ahead and introduce my friend, Candace.
Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for your wisdom there. That's awesome. I'm glad you get to spend that time with your boys. It's important. For those of you who don't know, my name is Candace, and I'm a scientist turned rancher. And I'm going to share with you a little story about how I got involved with the business part of doTERRA. Now, I've been using doTERRA products since 2015, but I didn't actually start the business until 2020. And what happened was I had a friend, I mentioned I'm a rancher. I live 70 miles from town. We don't just run into town to urgent care unless it's, really, really, really needed. So a friend was visiting and she was feeling unwell. She wasn't real sick, but just wasn't feeling great. And so I gave her a little concoction that I make up for a little bit of extra immune support. And by morning, she was feeling great. And she's like, what was that? Like, I need some. And she asked me, how do I get it? How do I sign up? And I had to tell her, I have no idea because I didn't. I was never going to do the business. I didn't want anything to do with it. And that's pretty much what I told her. So she ended up going and just signing up, through doTERRA. And then she didn't get support. So don't do that, people. Don't do it. You want to make sure you have someone there to support you. But the point of the whole story is that afterwards I thought, why am I not sharing this with my friends and family and letting them know how great these products are and how well they work? And that was what finally clicked in my mind as to why I needed to start doing this as a business and sharing with people and helping them learn how to use the products. So that's my story. But now we probably really want to know, why would you even want to partner with doTERRA? Now, doTERRA is a fabulous company. I absolutely love this company. One of the really, really great things about doTERRA is they're different from other multi-level marketing companies because they have a 70% retention rate. Now, and what that means is that when you have a customer that falls in love with the products, that 70% of them come back and reorder. So in many direct sales companies, that's really only 8 to 14% of the people that they sign up that come back. So doTERRA has a huge retention rate on people that we enroll. And that's how we build our pipeline, that pipeline that Jules and Sarah were just talking about. And that's how we build our residual income. Once we have people who fall in love with the products, just like we have, then they keep coming back every month and ordering on Loyalty Rewards. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about the product. Now I don't personally think there's anything that comes close to doTERRA's purity and safety standards when it comes to essential oils. Now, doTERRA was founded in 2008 with the mission to bring the highest quality essential oils to the world. Now, the essential oil industry doesn't really have standards to ensure purity, so doTERRA created their own. And it's called Certified Pure Tested Grade Quality and Purity Standard. And that ensures that we receive the purest essential oils on the planet. They're exclusive and unrivaled products. There's no fillers or adulterations. That's a big one to me. There's rigorous in-house and third-party testing. And the natural product line addresses a variety of wellness challenges. And I wonder how many of you know, you might put this in the chat, how many of you know that the #1 selling product that doTERRA sells is actually in their supplement line? Did anybody know that? Yep, there we go, lifelong vitality. All right. So the company is actually proven and expanding. doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world. It has become a $2 billion company in just 14 years. And they're only a little tiny part of the $4.2 trillion wellness market. And it's a company with millions of customers in more than 28 international markets. They have sales in 110 countries, and their essential oils are sourced in more than 45 countries. And they have this huge team, this exclusive team of scientists, because doTERRA is a science company. And they have over 150 years of combined industry experience. It's just a great, great company. And doTERRA is also a legacy company. So this is a really exciting time to join that movement, to not only change lives, but to get on board with doTERRA, because they've said they're going to triple their impact by 2030. And that's our next slide, is the impact. So they're all about doing the most good for the most people. And this is at the heart of doTERRA, one of the reasons I really love this company. And so let's take a look. They do source ethically, and that's one of the things I love. Being in agriculture myself, I love their unique model for sourcing their essential oils. And it's called co-impact sourcing. It's a model unique to doTERRA, and it's one that pays the growers fairly, it pays them on time, and it preserves the agricultural knowledge through the co-impact sourcing initiatives. So they try to keep, the agricultural knowledge. Many of these growers have done this for many, many generations in their family, and they're able to continue to do that with doTERRA because doTERRA does treat them well. Now, each purchase of an oil or product improves the lives of the growers and their communities in developing nations worldwide. So I love when doTERRA says we're helping people on both sides of the bottle. I just love that statement from doTERRA. And doTERRA also has a very amazing part of their organization. It's their charity arm that's called the Healing Hands Foundation. It empowers people worldwide to be healthy, safe, and self-reliant. doTERRA is all about giving a helping hand up to as many people as need it. And as wellness advocates, a favorite is their match program, and you can apply for matching dollars to support a cause for which you're passionate. And I know Julie's on here, and she has the most amazing story about her match program. So I'm going to turn it over to Julie.
Look at me go. I unmuted myself. Yay. So thank you, Candace. I hope all of you are really enjoying this class tonight. I am just passionate about doTERRA, and their heart and their hope is to do the most good for the most people. So that's absolutely amazing. So here's my experience with the Healing Hands matching funds. In 2014, my son lived in India for about 6 months. And while he was there, he met a man who would actually walk from village to village in the foothills of the Himalayan mountains. And I've seen pictures of where he's walked, and he continues to do so 20 years later, and it's amazing. But he takes medical supplies to people every single day. Well, after my son was back in the States, his friend, his name's Samuel, he was in need of funding to send a 21-year-old widow who was a mother of 2 children, and she was pregnant with her third, to sewing school. She had no way to provide for her family otherwise. It was kind of a freak thing that caused her husband's death, and she had to figure out how she was going to provide for her family. So our family helped this gal named Sunita, and a dream was born in me to start a sewing school for widows in India so that they could learn a trade that would provide for their families. So enter doTERRA into my life. I've been a wellness advocate for about 10 years, and I had no intention of building this business, but my sister came and did some classes, and I earned a paycheck and went, oh, maybe I should pay attention. So I learned about the big heart of this company. And like I mentioned before, to do the most good for the most people. Their desire, this is really cool, you guys, their desire is for all wellness advocates to be debt-free, because debt-free people are free to give. That's an empowering statement right there. This company, they lead by example, and they help wellness advocates to do the same through their Healing Hands Foundation matching program. So in 2019, I applied to make my dream a reality, and it was accepted. So in 2020, we reached out to Samuel and told him that we had these matching funds. And so he purchased 8 machines and the supplies to serve 8 widows. Well, that worked the very first week. The second week, 35 women from 7 different villages came to learn. So although the matching dollars have all been spent, and we still continue as a family serving both widows and women. And something that's really cool, some are earning an income with their new skill, but the community between women that's being built is absolutely amazing. Their little village leaders keep saying to Samuel, when does the next one start? And that always makes me very, very happy. Just like the community we're building with doTERRA here. So my question to you, what are your dreams? What are you passionate about? What do you want to do, or how do you want to make the world a better place? My encouragement to each one of you is to reach out to the Healing Hands Foundation to request matching dollars. The link, I'll put it in the chat in just a second. And then also I'll share the link to our finalized sewing project. We had to turn that in to doTERRA after we completed it. But your dream might just be a simple application away. And hold on one second and I will move on. All right, Candace, am I going back to you? Can I do that?
Sure.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'll take over from here, Julie. Thank you. That is such an amazing story. I absolutely love that story. It is very heartwarming. Okay, so now let's talk just a little bit about the possibilities of doTERRA. And early on in the workshop, we had, some of you note your dreams down. Now, this chart is where you can see how doTERRA can be the vehicle to help those dreams take hold, right? So doTERRA has an incredible compensation plan, and it's unlike any other in the direct sales world. So there are 4 ways to earn with doTERRA. The first is fast start. Then we have a power of 3, a unilevel, and bonus pools. So let's talk about those a little bit more. The fast start is paid weekly, and that's based on a percentage of sales from newly enrolled customers. So doTERRA's goal is to help wellness advocates be debt-free. And just like doTERRA has always been debt-free, they do this by getting money into the wellness advocates' hands quickly. So when you're enrolling people, you are earning an income. Now, the power of 3 is quite different. It pays out monthly. You can earn $50, $250, or $1,500 bonuses, and this is based on the structure of your enrollments. Now, unilevel is also paid monthly, and it's a percentage of your overall volume. So you'll note in the chart above, this is kind of where the shift from hauling buckets to laying a pipeline really comes into play. And then bonus pools are also, they're paid monthly and they're based on rank. So this bonus is a percentage of the global sales of the company. And this is why it's the largest portion of your income as you grow. So one of the things I love about this plan is that as I help people succeed, I too will succeed. And so doTERRA really has integrity built into their culture all the way around. You know, their compensation plan truly is like no other. And I love how it's set up that the more I help other people succeed, the more I succeed. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to Diane, who's going to talk about the pipes system. So take it away, Diane.
Thank you, Candace. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Diane Mattern, and I live in Spring Creek, Nevada, just outside of Elko. And when I first started using doTERRA, it was just for personal use. Our family had some needs, and I felt like the natural way was the best way to approach those. And so that's how I started my journey. And so I was a class groupie. I mean, I was at every single Monday night class. If anybody could have gotten, like, you know, the student of the I don't know, of the group, that would have been me. And I think one day Haley finally looked at me, because I was new to Elko, and thought, who is this woman and where did she come from, you know? But anyway, I just soaked everything in. I learned. And then one day, you know, I mean, during class, once in a while, it would come up about a business opportunity. And I thought, oh no, you know, I don't want to sell anything. But the more that I use the products, and I saw the changes in not only me, but the people I was sharing with, the more I decided, why not? I was a few years away from retirement, and I thought, we all could use a little extra money. And so fast forward, I have now reached the rank of premier. So I get a paycheck every single month, and it definitely covers all the essential oils, all the supplements, and then some. Not only that, but I've helped people that I've enrolled earn their $50 bonuses, which, in addition to a couple of other money streams that doTERRA was just mentioned by Candace. So what I want to just say about that is never rule it out. I mean, you're here for a reason tonight. Why are you here tonight? Let's think about that. All right, so this is your business, and you get to decide how it fits into your daily life. One of my favorite quotes is by Jim Rohn, and it says, I am working full-time on my job and part-time on my fortune. So right now, I'm getting ready to quit my full-time job. I'm getting ready to retire in 9 weeks, not that I'm counting, and then I'll be continuing to work on my fortune. So you can start small or you can start big. The more time you invest, the quicker you will grow. And like I said, I've had a full-time job, so I've done it steady and slow, but I'm ready to take off here pretty quick. So success is simple. Focus on your actions to create lasting results. And the thing about doTERRA, with doTERRA, you have the opportunity to create and live the life you desire by changing the lives of others. And for me, that's the biggest thing, is I've been able to change other people's lives, whether through their health or even just that little $50 bonus that's helped them to just get what they need every month. As you build a financial pipeline, you increase the possibilities to live and to give more. I often just hand people an oil and say, here, they don't have it or whatever. And I'm like, here, take it, you need it. And they're like, well, let me pay you for it. And I'm like, let me give this to you. Let this be a gift to you. And I can do that because of the pipeline that I've built. So let's look at the pipeline. We all keep talking about it, right? What is that? So here it is in front of you. Feel free to take a screenshot of this. All right. But it's an acronym for prepare, invite, present, enroll, and support. So success truly is simple. If you follow this system, then you'll have all the tools that you need to lay down your pipeline. This is doTERRA's proven method to make your dreams a reality. Again, prepare. And you're preparing right now by being here, by showing up to all of our other classes, by researching, by experiencing the oils and the supplements yourself. Secondly, invite. How many of you have shared oils with a neighbor or a mother or a sister, or someone? You're right. You're one step away from that invitation to say, come and join us. Okay, which is the present. And this is all laid out for us. When I first started doing this as a business, the resources that are available for us now were not there. We have, it's so simple, and this team makes it simple because we have everything in place to help you be successful. Then support. So once you've invited, presented, and well, I forgot to enroll. We got to enroll them, right? Once you enroll them, then you're going to support them. You're going to be that go-to person that they can count on if they can't find an answer. And these are the foundations to your success. All right, so what are the next steps? Here they are. You're going to enroll as a wellness advocate or upgrade your wholesale customer membership. Think about who you would like to partner with or who you would like to help. Then invite people to our Monday night wellness workshop. These are online opportunities to introduce your guests to the power of doTERRA. In addition to Monday night, we have Tuesday night and we have Wednesday night. Again, we have everything laid out for you. Super simple. All right, so I would like to just share these business support and resources. The one thing I want you to know is you're not alone in this journey. As I've already mentioned, doTERRA makes it super simple. Whether for health freedom or financial time and freedom, you have support. Here are some fantastic resources to get you started. And again, if you want to go ahead and screenshot this and scan those QR codes, you can go in and learn more. Before I go on to this slide, well, I am going to thank you first. I'm going to thank you for joining us today for our financial wellness workshop, Unlocking Income with doTERRA. We hope you learned some interesting, inspiring, and exciting things. Your wellness advocate will be in touch in the next 48 hours to continue the conversation. And we look forward to continuing this journey with you. But before we go to Q&A, I would like for Haley to speak to Haley. For those of you that don't know Haley, and I'm sure everyone knows her, she's our diamond leader. She's an amazing, amazing leader. She's innovative, creative, resourceful. She's the one that has spearheaded this team to what you see here today and what you see happening on a continuing basis. So Haley, you want to share a little bit of your story with us?
Sure. You guys, thank you so much for joining us always. And we have so many opportunities to learn. And it's always so much fun to be able to have an audience that not only is engaging, but keeps coming back to learn more. Because like Diane said, her coming to our classes in the very beginning, we were like, gosh, who is this gal? She keeps showing up. And does anybody know who she is? And I remember going up to her and saying, hi, we're so glad you're here and tell us more. And you guys, she was I love the opportunity to change people's lives. And I mean, I didn't know why she was coming. And as we've gotten to know her better, we've understood that everybody has a need and a purpose and a use for essential oils. Mine, since we're hauling buckets, right? I was this bucket full of mess. and I had all of the things, life. And I think everyone here can relate to having a lot and being out and having, not being able to turn off your mind, or not being able to, get rid of different ailments where your body is screaming at you, and just doing the roller coaster of, going in for one thing and then having a supplement and all the things. So my journey started with debilitating allergies, and I knew that they were stress related. And I knew that the more medication over the counter that I took, the worse things got. Nothing got better, and it just got worse. And so through a series of events, I literally got to the point where I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Something has to change. And it was about that time when I was introduced to doTERRA. And I mean, some of you guys have heard the story over and over, so I'm going to kind of fast forward through that, is that as I started using doTERRA and getting results for little things like allergies, and, a cut or a scrape or a stomach ache or a headache, or I could go on and on for hours, right? I was thinking, gosh, if they'll do it for this, what will they do? And if I can trust them for these small things, I wonder if I could use them for these big things. And you guys, I know, like you again, we get faced with big things on a regular basis. And knowing that I have tools that are safe, that are effective, that are affordable, that I can reach for at the middle of the night. It doesn't matter, like Candace, if I live, 100 miles from town, or if I can, go to the grocery store across the street. I can, and by learning and being able to discover more about what doTERRA is all about, that was only part of it, you guys. Then I was introduced to like the healing hands and being able to travel around the world, literally, and being able to do service projects for third world countries, for people who don't have anything. And part of my dream or my vision or my goals with doTERRA was I want to be able to go anywhere and be able to give freely to the people who need it. And that is definitely something that has come to fruition. I have the ability to give whatever, I mean, shoot, if you want a bottle of Melissa, we just got done giving over $300 worth of oils away. And you guys, that started out with, I was also the person saying, I don't want to sell anything. Like, I've got enough on my plate. I don't need one more thing to do. And the more I used the oils, the more I wanted to learn, the more I learned, the more I couldn't hold myself back from sharing and teaching and giving the opportunity. So fast forward over 10 years, you guys, every time we get the opportunity to teach or show up or share or anything, it's absolutely amazing. And I love being able to be here. I just see a message right now. Let me hurry and read it. So Julie, do you want to unmute just for 1 second and tell me which one and which son? Because I'm happy to share all of the stories, and I've got a lot of them.
The one that had been in the accident in the hospital, and you showed up with the oils to help support him.
Okay.
And he was dealing with walking issues and things.
So I have a son who's dealt with multiple big story issues and big stays in the hospital. He's been in the hospital for over 30 days for 2 different events. The first one, you guys, was a form of MRSA that hit into his shoulder that actually the target of the MSSA goes to the heart and stops the heart. And it was just a virus. He had a cough, he didn't feel good, and then all of a sudden we have this huge thing. We were able to use essential oils, and fun enough is Dr. Oscar Thorpe, who is our chief medical officer right now, was the head lead for the infectious disease department in this hospital where my son was. And, we diffused and did all the things and had a huge impact and a huge result. Well, fast forward till, let's see, it'll be 2 years ago in August when he was in an accident, and it put him in the hospital again where he was on dialysis. He lost the use of his legs. It was really, heartbreaking to see him going through some of these things. Well, over a series of a couple of months and using essential oils, we were introduced to doTERRA's MetaPower line, the Advantage, collagen, and so many other things. But we got him on a protocol using the Lifelong Vitality, the MetaPower, and he to this day still uses those things every single day. And we've been able to take him from being in a wheelchair, not being able to walk, to now he's walking freely up and down the stairs. He's exercising. We've got him in physical therapy. Like, it wasn't just essential oils, and it's not like this magic powder just all of a sudden, changed everything. But what it did do is it was able to give him the foundation to be able to help assist his body in being able to recover. I have witnessed so many things. That's why I'm like, okay, yes, I'll share, but which one? Because we've had so many huge impactful stories that for me, where I'm at now in my life, you guys, is you can't convince me that they don't work. And I'm just going to say this to you. There was a time when I thought, gosh, if I were faced with fill in the blank, do I trust doTERRA enough to stay the path and to continue to use them? And I can say 100% yes. And I can't imagine being on any other journey. And, being able to have something where we can impact people from around the world, like Candace said, both sides of the bottle. So every single time you're using one of our essential oils, you're not only impacting your family and yourself, but you're impacting the people in, the small farmers and the people who are, doing the studying and all the testing, and, and then doTERRA gives back. And they'll match dollar for dollar anything that we donate with our healing hands. And then that's where anyone is able to submit a cause and we can partner with them. One of my biggest hope is been such a huge mission statement for me, especially here locally, is my story goes down to when I was a small child, and not growing up with a mom and all the things. And I want to be able to empower women who've had some kind of traumatic experience as a young girl, learn and know that they can do anything that they put their mind to. Anything. Because I'm going to just say this, and then I'll wind it up, is that, gosh, you guys, I barely have a high school education. And yet I've created a business that is worth over $1 million. And it continues to grow. And I have no problem whatsoever sharing it and dropping oils and giving freely every opportunity I can, because I know the impact and the opportunity that can change people's lives. So as you are sitting there going, I know, but I'm so tired and I don't know, you guys, if you'll commit and you do the, get to the root of it, figure it out, become a little investigator, find out what it is that's going to change your life. And this business has every tool available to support you in that journey. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Rant over.
Haley, I absolutely love that. Just how you ended. It's not easy, but it is definitely worth it. And for me, one of the things that's most worth it is the relationships that I've built along the way. I don't know everybody that's on the call today, but I know many of you, and it's just been absolutely phenomenal. So we do want to just take a few moments to open it up for Q&A. We thank you so much for being on the call. If you need to scoot and run, that's absolutely fine. But if you do have a question or two, just raise your hand or unmute yourself and ask away, and we will give it the best answer we have.
I guess our class was that good. Yay. Whoop, whoop. All right. Well, if you guys have any questions or don't feel comfortable to do it here, just get a hold of who invited you here, your wellness advocate. And we're just super grateful you're here. And let us know if you guys want to jump on board, because this boat is unsinkable. As my son said, this is an unsinkable ship.
Hey, you guys, Regina has her hand up, but before she comes on real quick, what I do want to add on this is you can start small. Like literally when I was in this world of chaos, when I just didn't need anything else on my plate, the thing that lit me up and the thing that gave me, gosh, maybe I can do this and share with people, is the 50, the 250, and the $1,500 bonus. And if you really want to just earn $50 reach out to the person who invited you, because I know that we live in a time and a space and a day when $50 makes a difference. And we want to be able to, you know, make that, and we can help assist you in doing that. And some of our classes that we have, you guys, we have support Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays always. 5:30 Pacific Standard all the way up until 7:30 Central Time. And so, and they're recorded now. So there are no excuses. And it really is, every single one of you on here know at least 3 people that could use something from doTERRA in their daily life. Okay, Regina?
Thank you. Thank you. I want to say thank you for sharing your story, and for those who asked you to share the story. Because, you know, it really is an inspiration that you shared that with us, and that we know that this isn't fake.
Mm.
Your story isn't fake. You're not sitting there born with the spoon in your mouth, that you had challenges and you overcame them, and you're sharing that, and you're putting a hand to be able to pull the rest to reach out for a hand up, not a handout. And so that was very inspirational to me. I now have over 44 years in my business, similar to what Jules shared. And I too have no, same thing, retirement and all that other yada yada stuff. Same. So I too getting older, and that's my goal, is to work on this. I believe in the oils. I believe in the vitamins and the natural medication. I do have a son who does need to take this oil, but he absolutely refuses to take let me do any treatments on him, not even take vitamins or anything. So the frustration there, it's a struggling frustration for me to know that I have this in my hands right here and I have the help, but he refuses. So I'm just going to hang on. You guys are my support. I'm going to hang on to with the best of my ability, because I do want my son to survive. I have similar stories to you, Haley, as a mom, and my child like yours. And he did make it out of a wheelchair, and he is walking. However, he is on a shaky ground every day. You know, he said he didn't feel good. He went to go lay down, and I don't know if he's going to be breathing when I go check on him. And that's how it is for me. So I just want to thank you for sharing that and your inspiration. And all the girls who know their stuff, man, you guys know your stuff. And it's helping me to stay encouraged, to stay inspired. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Regina, for adding that. And, you know, and I think it's true to, we all have things that we're going through. And when we share those experiences and we share what's working, that's how we grow, and that's how we learn, and that's how we get to inspire other people. And so, you know, and it does take a tribe. It takes all of us putting these classes on, you guys. It's like there's a lot behind it. And so I hope that if you get the opportunity to thank the people who do that, do, because you know, it's quite a bit of stuff. Okay, anybody else have any questions or anything? I think I'm going to stop the recording, and then we can stay on for a second if anybody else has anything that they need to share. So let me stop that, and I'll go off of Facebook. Bye, Facebook. All right. So
I actually have another